Boop. This is the Red Antrose Luxury Resort. This was the best name I could come up with, so we're sticking with it. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Axis. But something's different. I have an alt now. Look at that. Oh yeah. Alt time. So, yeah, I have an alt, which means I can do time lapses now, and this is the other version of me. And the weird thing is, it's really weird seeing myself from another angle, you know? Like this is an angle of your player that you rarely ever see. And it's just really weird. I'm never gonna get used to that. It's my first I literally just logged on with the alt right now. It's my first time playing. I just got here, gave myself some food. Anyways, guys, a lot has changed. And when I say a lot has changed, I mean a lot has changed. First off, I'm sure you're all wondering what my player name actually is, so I'm gonna hit tab. I am Phantom Zark. Ooh, 'cause I'm a phantom. I'm like the ghost guy, you know, like the spectator. Ooh. So, I'm sorry. I need to probably sleep with this character, because this character has never slept yet. So basically, today's episode, we're going to continue the first floor of our tower. And you can see if you look kind of like around, you'll notice that a lot of things have changed because I've done a lot of off-camera work. Back to the topic, you can see here I've got some nice green grass growing. Super amazing. Super incredible. And I have laid out some plans for the flooring. So first off, we're going to come in here to the elevators room, which has seen some slight tweaks and changes, mostly in this entrance here. I've got all the sea lanterns in, and I did actually shrink the roof by one block this way. And if you just kind of look up here, it used to be a gap of 4, then 5, then 4, but now it's 4, 4, 4, so that's all covered up. I've also got signs for all the floors and little flower pots. And I finally decided on the name for this place. If we just come back over here, you might have seen a sneak peek of it earlier. Boop. This is the Red Antrose Luxury Resort. This was the best name I could come up with, so we're sticking with it. Construction zone. So yeah, this is basically going to be like a vacation spot, kind of. Like, it's part hotel, but that's only one part of it, you know? Kind of like Disneyland or the Dells kind of thing. If anyone's ever heard of the Dells, it's a theme park in Wisconsin, which is where I live. But it's like basically, yeah, it's like an attraction, a theme park, and that's what this is going to be. It's going to be the first 2 floors are going to be basically basic hotels, and the rest of it's going to be attractions. I'm going to have like a roller coaster floor. There's going to be like a haunted mansion floor, obviously, because this is based off Luigi's Mansion. But there's going to be all kinds of cool things going on. And this is the first floor, and if I hit M for the minimap, you can kind of see like the general layout. So this area up here with the carpet is the front entrance. Front entrance faces north. There's the elevator room there on the west side, and you can see that it's basically 2 hallways going down, and then a long hallway at the end, which is this way. So yeah, here's the hallways going down to the end here, and there's going to be rooms on either side of these hallways going all the way around, and this line here is the outside edge of the building. So this area here is going to be outdoors. This is indoors. This area here is going to be indoors. A little bit over here, this is going to be outdoors. And then this here is more indoor space, but there's nothing here planned right now. There will be rooms there in the future. And obviously where the grass is all outdoors as well. So you can kind of see the general shape. And I already have a really great build design for this. And I have Lightmatica loaded up. But I'm not going to actually show you guys the schematic because that would be cheating. Instead, because I have the alt account, I'm going to do time lapses of me building this stuff. It is a lot of building. I'm fairly certain that I don't have all the materials for this because it is a lot of materials. This first floor is like 15 blocks tall, so it's a really big space to be building. And there's like a front garden that I've got built and everything. It's really enormous, and this is not going to be enough materials by a long shot. I only have 2.5 stacks of concrete, I believe. Maybe I have less than that. Looks like I only have 1.5 stacks of concrete. I'm going to need a lot of diorite, a lot of quartz, but luckily for me, if we head on down into my secret storage shaft, which has moved location, we have plenty of quartz in this chest, and I can always go and mine more because that's the benefits of being isolated in the overworld, is you get basically a whole section of nether all to yourself. But anyways, guys, I am going to set up a spot for this guy to stand and AFK, and then Mr. Skraby over here, he is going to start building away, and when I say he, I mean me. He's going to start building. We're going to start first off with this section here. We're going to make our way in, then we're going to reflect this side over to this side, which is going to be almost identical, except the elevator entrance will not be here. Instead, there's going to be an extra pillar. And then the last part we're going to do is we're going to do the entryway, including the garden thing that's out here a little bit. And we're going to have the entryway. So yeah, let's start time-lapsing, huh? That was bad. I really need to work on my transitions. But anyways, let's just start building. Alright guys, so the first section of the tower is done. But before we go over that, I want to do some other things. If I just not look to the right, and we instead look over here, you'll see, not to the right, you'll see that I've got this whole mountain space here cleared away. So that's going to help with this, and I've got some more grass growing over here. I did all this off camera during the weekend because I can't record during the weekend, so I did this instead so I didn't waste any time, you know. Get the stuff done that nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see grass grow. Alright, so next thing we're going to show you guys is not there, but it is instead right here. Look at all this goodness right here. So this, I went and mined in my area in the nether through my portal because nobody lives near me, so I get all the quartz to myself. Each layer is a stack, by the way. This is 8 by 8, so it's 64, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks, and I think there's 38 quartz on top. So 6.5 stacks, basically, of quartz. And I'm going to mine it all, get some experience for my pickaxe, because my pickaxe needs it. I'm going to see how much quartz I can get. How much do you guys think I can get? I think we're going to get, let's be brave, let's say I'm going to get 10 stacks of quartz. That's my bet. My bet is 10 stacks. Keeping in mind that I have the highest level of fortune. By the way, I totally forgot to mention the first clip of the episode and whatnot. I got all kinds of enchanted gear now. I've got a turtle helmet hatched from my own turtles, which are right over there in that cobblestone shack. It's Dome is the name. And I've got Dr. Scholl's ultimate footwear, which has only the best footwear enchantments. Then we've got just a diamond shovel, which is probably going to die soon. And I've got my Silk Touch pickaxe, which is Feather Dance, which is a Pokemon move. And Feather just kind of sounds lightweight, so Silk Touch. And then Speed Demon is my main pickaxe this season. Ooh. See, look, I got dual wielding pickaxes. If only that actually did anything, but it doesn't. Alright, so I'm going to mine this away. Let's do a mining time lapse because everybody likes mining time lapses. Alright, so I've got all the quartz mine that was over there, and I kept getting Discord spam, so that was kind of annoying. So you may hear a couple of bleeps and bloops throughout that time lapse. Um, so anyways, let's see how much I got. I can already tell you now, it's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but I'm just going to press E on 3, 2, 1. Look at all that quartz. Oh, this is a 42. I didn't notice that. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 and 3/4 stacks, basically. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of quartz. So that was more than 10 by a long shot. 14.5. Jeez, that is a lot of quartz. I am really glad that I have all this quartz now, because I can easily build a lot more of my building. I'm going to throw that in a chest. Boop. That's the quartz I had left over. So we're going to take all the quartz. Alright, all the quartz has been had. We're going to dump all the quartz. Bam! That looks really good. I like that. Alright, so now it's time for me to show you the build. Finally. So we're going to come on over here. So, as I did actually change some of the dimensions of this place, by the way, so it's not quite the same. But basically, this is the entrance right here. This is a carpet design that's going to be here, but there's still mycelium underneath. So I'm going to have to remove all this carpet and then replace it later. So, yeah, that's where the carpet's going to be. And then there's going to be a staircase here going up to the second floor. This is just some hallways and stuff, but this is what we are currently got done. So I've got this little hallway here, which is coming out into the main room. And we've got this pattern. It's an X. I was just trying to come up with something to put above the doorway because otherwise that wall was totally blank. That looks okay, so I'm gonna stick with that. We're gonna come ignore the hole. I don't have anything designed for that yet. So this is what we got. You take a peek out the windows. We got some rose bushes and some pots. An interesting roof design. It's the best I could come up with. There are also sea lanterns hidden in the floor, so that keeps this place nice and bright, even at night. So yeah, and I'm sure you will all be very satisfied to know that this pillar is in the middle, but the windows are not quite perfect on the inside. I had to do some sacrifices in the design in order to keep this pillar in the middle. I had to make sure the windows were not in the middle on the inside, but if you come to the outside over here, it looks fairly balanced. This window is in the middle, and this one's on the left side. So, I mean, of all options, this is the best option. It looks nice. It's centered on the inside and the outside. May not be perfectly even, but I can't really do anything about that because I built this thing with some really wonky dimensions. Yeah, this is 5, and this one is 6. Oh well. I mean, I could, I guess, extend that one more block that way, and that would make it centered. But then this side would be even less centered because there would be an extra block on this side. But I could have a second window, I guess. Maybe I will debate doing that. Because, I mean, I have the space on the other side. Over here. I've gotten all the space cleared out. So, maybe I could do that. I think I'm going to come into my testing world after this recording. And I'm just going to do some experimenting with extending this wall a little bit. Alright, so the first floor is filling out a little bit. As you can see, I now have both sides done, and I've also done a little bit of extra. I didn't do it in a time lapse because it was basically more of the same, but I did a little bit of extra. So let me just walk you through what I've done. So if you come over here, you see it's basically the same as the other side over there, except the elevator door is not here, and instead we just have a pillar. I don't remember if I ever said it, but I finally decided to actually extend the room by one, so you can see now that it's perfectly symmetrical in the sense that it's 6 blocks and 6 blocks between the two pillars. And it's the same on this side, so there's 3 blocks, 2 windows, then a wall. It's the same on this side, so it's all perfectly symmetrical. It just kind of looks better on the inside now. And also now this door is centered, so yeah, I'm glad I did that. It looks good. And then I also did a little bit of extra hallway building. So now if you look at the mini map, I've got that little T hallway there, and that's this. And I had to figure out some way to get some more lighting in here, so I added this because the walls are kind of a bit dark in places because of the way that I have my lighting set up under the carpets. It's not under every carpet, it's just under the corners. So there's one next to each pillar. So there's another one here, and so on. So yeah, so this is done. I think I'm going to save this back hallway for later. And I'll probably fill this one out off camera as well. So that's going to get done. But the next time lapse is going to be a doozy to build. It's going to be this middle section, which is humongous. It goes all the way back to here. This is the back wall. That's the front wall, and it's about as tall as that roof there all the way around. So yeah, and that's not even everything. There's still going to be more over behind this wall because there's going to be a staircase here. So behind this wall up above me, there's going to be another area that's going to get built later. Alright, so after many days of hard work, all the first floor hallways are finally done. It feels good, and I'm very satisfied with what I have done. So, let me show you what I have done. So, we got flowers out in the front, some bushes, all kinds of really nice things. Ooh, alright, and we got the front step with the big oak doors. And I decided to do this instead of regular doors because regular doors just don't look right when the entrance is this big. So yeah, we done that. Also, I kind of just realized that the doors are actually backwards. So I might have to do some changing. The curve, this gap needs to be here. So I'm going to have to change that up a bit. Anyways, coming inside, beautiful room. So I got banners being like curtains. We got some lights up on the roof. A nice little cross guard pattern or whatever you'd call it, I guess. Just for some supports. It looks nice. I like it. Looks really good in here. So we got the staircase built here, and you couldn't see this in the time lapse, but under here there is water. That's just like super aesthetics. Yeah. There is a door under there to get out if you get stuck. So this is the start of the second floor up here, and I had to use birch fences because I originally wanted to use these slabs, but you couldn't see any of the floor space from over the slabs. That covered everything. So I had to choose some fences. Now I can actually see the whole floor from up here. That's exactly the effect I wanted. It looks great. And you can't go over the edge either. So if you want to jump over the edge and take a shortcut, you gotta go from here. So yeah. So second floor, just barely scratching the start, but that's the second floor start right there. All the hallways you've already really seen, but I did finish that hallway down there. And you can see just kind of everything flowing together now. The elevator room is in here, and it's definitely different than the rest of the place. But that's okay, because I want this room to stand out, because it's got to be important. This is the way you get to every other floor. So of course the first floor design is going to look slightly different. It's got to stand out. So then we're just going to head down here. And this hallway here is entirely new. I did not do this with a time lapse. I just kind of got this done. So yeah, you can see I have actually changed out the supports holding the lights up. If you recall, I had white stained glass there, but I changed it to birch fences because you couldn't see the white stained glass very well. So birch fences instead. Basically the same roof pattern all the way. I had to actually mine more quartz for this hallway. I ran out of quartz. All that quartz that I mined is all gone. I've got like four stacks of the ingot version of quartz, I guess you would call it. I had all right. So yeah, this hallway is basically the exact same on both sides. It's really just a hallway to have rooms branching off of, and this whole first floor area is just going to be packed full of guest rooms. The second floor is also going to have guest rooms, but there's going to be a couple more things up there. And I have this space here I wanted to do something with, because I want it to be kind of like a mirror of the entrance on this side. So I've got this space, and however wide I need it to be reserved for this room. And I think I've decided that I'm going to have this room be a gift shop. That's right, because when people come to my place, and they see all the cool things, they're gonna want to come and buy souvenirs, something to help them remember the trip that they had here. So I'm going to sell all kinds of random junk for very large amounts of money. And people are going to come here and they're going to spend their money on my gifts. And step 3, profit. So, there's a trader llama in my base. I just noticed that. What do you have? You have corn flour, green dye, pumpkin seeds, orange dye, spruce saplings, and blue ice. Well, I don't really need you. I have blue ice right there. But I don't think I want to kill you, so feel free to continue living. Alright, so that is the end of this episode. It has taken me forever, a whole week, 7 days, to gather the materials and build this thing. So that's why this episode has taken so long to come out. But I think it was all worth it, because I'm really proud with what we've done here. And I can't wait to maybe build some more. Later, I'm going to take maybe a bit of a break from building on this, because, my god, this was a lot of building. Alright, well, I'm going to stand right here. That's the perfect angle. Alright, guys, Thank you so much for watching this episode. Make sure I'm not going to punch anything valuable. Alright, I will see you all in the next one. Well, goodbye.